Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, August 22nd. On the impact map for today, we have a wide swath of thunderstorms expected in this area in the yellow, a mix of wet and dry. And then in the inner core here, across the higher terrain of Utah, all the way down to the Arizona Strip, this green area indicates wet thunderstorms. We also have flash flood watches for parts of this area. So this could affect some of our recent burn scars, Dollar Ridge Fire, and Coal Hollow in these areas. And behind this thunderstorm area, we have drier southwest winds pushing in across southern Nevada and southwest Utah, although fuels here not as critically dry. We sandwich this in with no significant impacts for Thursday. Friday, we will see winds increasing with another cold front approaching from the Pacific Northwest, and this is an area where fuels still are critically dry across northeast Nevada, northwest Utah, parts of southern Idaho. And down here in the southeast, maybe some more wet and dry thunderstorms mixed in where fuels have moistened considerably. And that moistening has occurred because of all this rainfall. Look at this rainfall in the dark blue, a ½ inch of rain, green areas, 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, large portion of Utah, much lighter amounts of rain though in southern Idaho and northern Nevada. And that's our concern up here. We do have a lot of lightning that occurred fairly recently here in the yellow across Nevada, northwest Utah, southern Idaho. There probably will be some increase in initial attack in these areas today. Further south, a lot of this lightning occurred with heavier rain, so no significant concerns there. We did have some good initial attack, though, in the red. New fire starts in the central and southern portions of Utah, and also up here in Idaho as well. Existing fires in the yellow, existing large fires with teams on the open purple circles. Looking at observed precipitation before the last 24 hours, it's been pretty dry across western and northern areas, nothing to just a few hundredths of an inch. The wetness in the green here, you can see by the legend on the left, a ½ inch to locally 1 inch in these green, darker green shades. And they'll get more today. You can see the percent of normal, driest in these red areas to the north and west, more moist than normal across eastern areas. And you can see how much the fuels, the ERCs, have responded. These were near record levels just 4 or 5 days ago. Now they are below the 50th percentile, basically where they were towards the end of the monsoon, as we were in early July to mid-July. And our more critical fuels now are basically north and west of Salt Lake City, along and north of the I-80 corridor, which is typical for this time of year. Some moistening up here in the central mountains of Idaho as well, where some of the thunderstorms were on the wetter side, so hit and miss, but still a concern for lightning and wind across our northern areas. Satellite imagery shows deeper monsoonal moisture pushing into southern Utah and the Arizona Strip. This will again affect a good portion of central and eastern Utah. And up here in southern Idaho, this is with a cold front. These are faster moving thunderstorms, so this could lay down some lightning without much rain in any one spot across these portions of Idaho during the day today. So we have high risk for lightning in those areas in the north. No concerns for lightning, more in terms of flooding and maybe some land movement in some of our recent fire scars across Utah. On the left-hand side, you can see the upper level map showing moisture here in central Idaho and lingering moisture here in eastern Utah. A lot of this moisture in Utah is going to be shifting to Colorado. By the time we get to this hour, it should be about 6 p.m. But during the next few hours, we could see significant rains. Again, these pink areas, a ½ inch or more. Lighter amounts to the north. Winds will be picking up these dark greens to oranges, gusts 25 to 30 across southern Nevada, southwest Utah. Fuels there, though, not critically dry. Thursday, kind of a day of respite. We do have drier air moving in. A trough of low pressure pushing into the Pacific Northwest, which we'll have to watch for the weekend, but no significant impacts or fire potential for us. Winds will be fairly light, a little gusty along and east of the Wasatch, but those areas would have wetted down quite a bit. Humidity still dry, single digits across northern Nevada, mid-teens Idaho, teens to 20s as you head further south and east. Now on Friday, we do see these height lines tightening up with increasing winds across western and northern areas. That is a concern. We have high risk for these areas. Fuels there are fairly dry. And you can see through here the winds are increasing across a good portion of southern Idaho. We also see winds increasing here across portions of Nevada and Utah as well. Again, the humidity shows the driest air across Nevada into northwestern Utah and into southern Idaho. Precipitation over the next 3 days, you can see these dark blues to lighter blues indicates a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall, drier to the west. Then on Saturday, we have a trough of low pressure still lingering through here with the winds. We have not extended high risk yet. We'll see how much humidity is there with it, but there could be a more push of a wind that could continue into Saturday. And also into Sunday, there's a reinforcing shot of a trough of low pressure pushing into the Pacific Northwest. It's that time of year. We get more energy dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska. We'll have to watch that. As we go into Tuesday, we could possibly see winds kind of shifting out of the northwest. Could bring some cooler temperatures as well. This should all bring much better air quality to the Great Basin. Good dispersion of winds, and also diminishing of fire activity in a lot of areas due to the rain and higher humidity. 7-day rainfall totals. A lot of this is in the first 3 days. And the 8 to 14-day outlook, this takes us from August 29th to September 4th, a cooler than normal signal for a good portion of the Great Basin. Drier than normal over Utah, but noticing that there's increasing chances of moisture with some of those cold fronts across Idaho. That would bring some of our most critical areas some good, well-deserved moistening. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.